So, ni hao. Yes, a friend of mine told me this means hello in Chinese, and I right now heard that I'm right. So, ni hao. I'm a very warm welcome to all of you attending my talk about how to deal with bloggers and social media influencers. I'm really proud to take part in the publishers training program. Of course, I love to actually come to Taiwan and get to know this beautiful country and its friendly people, but maybe next time. I really hope so. So at least I can sit here in my home office and visit you in a digital way, and I hope we all will spend some inspiring time together. Within the next hour, you will learn about Carlson, the company I work for. You get an overview about social media usage in Germany. You will get to know why we work with influencers, and I hope you will see how we do it. So that you get the full picture of me, I brought you some pictures of kind of my daily working life. My name is Ute Nöth, and as you maybe notice, I'm quite often or sometimes wearing a gown. I was that kind of child that like read stacks of book, and therefore it was just logical for me to go and work and started my career as a bookseller in a bookshop. Afterwards, I graduated and I had various stations in the German publishing houses. I worked even as a freelancer, and I started at Carlsen since 5 years ago. And then since then have been responsible for social media and influencer marketing. About Carlsen, the company I work for. Carlsen is one of the German's biggest publishing houses and is part of the Bonnier Group. Bonnier Group is an international media group company located in Sweden. Carlsen, where I work, focuses on children's literature, young adult, comics, manga, and humor. It's a rich variety of fields. These are some milestones from the development of the country. I don't want to go deep into it. We were founded some 70 years ago, and we soon invented a brand called Pixie Books. These are very small and cheap books, and these are still a very successful publishing brand in Germany after 70 years. But to be honest, till 1997, Carlsen was just a medium-sized publishing house. But then Carlsen decided to publish a certain wizard, what turned out to be a game changer. And Carlsen, since then, like is one of the biggest German publishing houses. And as you may know, that's why I sometimes have to wear a gown when I when I go to work. Carlsen, of course, has various social media channels. The one which is most important to us and the one with the biggest reach is our Instagram channel. We have 83K followers, and we are really proud that this channel like ranks second among German book publishers. We're like really big channel in the German publishing world. And here I'm going to show you how at Carlsen we work for influencers. There are 4 of us. Carlsen started working with bloggers around 2012, like when there first emerged bloggers. In 2016, Carlsen hired a person focused on the task of building influencer marketing, and apparently, this was me. I was then in charge to establish structures and routines. I set up objectives and built up a team, which worked out well. So today there are 4 of us working on influencers and social media. And as you see, we have quite a lot of people we work with. There are like 2,500 contacts in our influencer database. I'm going to talk to you about that later. So, now, after telling you about Carlsen and the influencer marketing team, it's probably of some interest to you why Carlsen engages on quite a high level on influencer marketing. And that's I'm going to show you now why. How do you find a new book to read? We probably all agree that it needs quite a certain amount of touch points that a book gets kind of relevant to a person, which means I have to meet a book in various occasions that I think, oh, I should go and read that book. Maybe I see this book in an outdoor advertising, or I come by a huge pile of a book in a store, or there's an ad in a newspaper. All this creates like awareness for a book, which are, or we, as we say, touch points. But we all know the most effective touch point is a person, mostly a friend, who recommends a book to you. If he tells you read these books, you're likely to get it. And when it so, and we all know, working in the publishing field, when we get people to talk about our books, then it's likely to sell well. And this word of mouth effect occurs. And the effect of word of mouth really like snowballs in the digital world. There are in the digital world, there are people who are like friends to many people, digital friends. And when they recommend books with love and passion, we create like thousands of touch points in the internet. And these people really like are recommend books with all out of their heart, as you can say. So I told you about these touch points you need to get in contact with quite often to get that a book gets quite of relevant to you. But not only on this emotional way, we tried to get into the topic. We even asked them, and this was 5 years ago, if they ever people. We made a survey and asked them, and this was 5 years ago, if they ever have bought a book an influencer recommended. And it was yes. We bought a book an influencer, like 60% of them who told us yes, we bought a book an influencer on the internet recommended to us. And this, to be honest, was 5 years ago. And I think this share would be even higher when we asked them today. So there were like clear figures that showed us that it's very important to engage with influencers. So after the why, I found it very interesting for this talk to compare Taiwan and Germany and in social media coverage, and discovered some difference I found worth telling you. When it comes to social media platforms, people in both countries seem to watch videos on YouTube and use messengers. But unlike in Taiwan, Germans seem to love WhatsApp and make heavy use of this messenger. But more or less, there aren't that big differences. Apart from that, I looked at some more figures and found out that in Germany, the percentage of people who have access to internet is quite high. It's 93% of the population. In Taiwan, it's apparently 86%. But what is stunning is when you come to compare social media penetration, which means how many people engage in social networks. Taiwan people do that twice as much as Germans. Social media penetration in Germany stood at 45% and in Taiwan at 88% in January. So you people seem very more obsessed with social media than we Germans are. But well, these figures are 1 year old, maybe during COVID-19 that changed. Probably that changed. So as I told you, YouTube is very huge in Germany as well, but there's one platform which is like very vital at the moment in Germany, and I guess it's the same in Taiwan. It's like very vital, it's growing very fast, and it's Instagram. And where most of the Germans focus on is Instagram right now. And with this slide, I wanted to confirm prejudices. The Germans are obsessed with football. When I put this on, I was like had to laugh because 8 out of 10 of top German Instagrammers are footballers. So it's totally right that Germans seem really obsessed with football. Just 2 of them there are girls, and they are like dealing with beauty and fashion. So I found that worth telling you. But now, but there are not only footballers on German Instagram, lucky us. There are also some book lovers who show their beautiful bookshelves and kind of stuff. And let me give you a brief overview of the scene. In Germany, people started writing about books in blogs and did this in writing really long reviews on blogs. That had like an most of them started around 2015. There was really like a big pile. Many of them like afterwards went towards YouTube and started BookTube and started writing talking about books on YouTube. But really, most of them now went left the blogs and went to Instagram. They call themselves Bookstagram, from book and Instagram. Probably it's the same in Taiwan. And this is a very, very vital scene. There are about estimated 4,000 people in Germany who like really regularly post about books, whose their main topic is writing and taking pictures of books. But to be honest, none of them has like a really huge reach. The ones with the most reach or followers are around 40K. They have 40K followers. Most of them, as you might see on the pictures, are like young and female and have even built very strong networks amongst themselves. It's a very nice community. They are like no shit storms. They're really cute. They are like really full of love and passion for what they do. And that's really fun to work with. As I told you, right now there are quite a lot of people presenting books in social networks. And we at Carlsen see there are so many of them, and we call them micro-influencers. And if we want to work with all of them in a nice and proper way, we had beforehand had to set some goals. So these are our 3 goals at Carlsen that we put up, which there are like efficiency. We want, our goal is to communicate with as many influencers as possible on a personal level. Awareness, we want to, with these influencers, we want to create as many touch points as possible and have, of course, a maximum reach. And we want to be a love brand because, as I told you, people there are, it's not like a B2B, it's a lot of emotions and passions is there. So we want to fill these book influencers with enthusiasm, and they will feature our books with passion. And that's how we try to reach these goals. I will present to you on the next slides. So regarding our goal to be as efficient as possible, we invented quite a lot of measures that can be seen here at a glance, and I will go on to present them to you in detail within the next slides. First of all, we set the conditions for who can work with us and get advanced reading copies. We did that on our website, where we like clearly mapped out our criteria, how you can work, how influencers can work with Carlsen. First of all, the main limitation is the number of followers. We told every influencer coming to us that he has to have more than 3,000 followers on any channel to get advanced reading copies and to be invited to events and stuff like this. And they have to have reviewed books for more than 1 year, not just began doing this and do this on a regular interval. And furthermore, we put on our website some more information for them, like how copyright information, how to use pictures, and how to review correctly, stuff like this. So we don't have to tell them each time in a new way. They can all find all this information on our website. Then we established a central point of contact. And we have only one central point for all our influencers, which is one email address. On the one hand, because this way we can represent each other in the team and track what's going on. But on the other hand, because it's as easy as possible for an influencer to address Carlsen. Many of our influencers prefer to get physical books, but some of them also like to read ebooks. Not a lot, but some. But we distribute these ebooks via NetGalley, which is a platform, US platform, which gives us the possibility to like whitelist certain influencers, so they can download and review all ebooks we offer without asking us for permission. which makes it very an efficient way to get reviews. Have a clear focus. As I told you, there are many influencers, and as there are so many influencers, we need to classify them in different levels to make sure we work with the right ones. That's why we choose 50 Carlsen heroes each year. These 50 bloggers we like to work especially closely with within the next year. That means these 50 bloggers who have get a kind of badge, and you see some of them are so proud they even put this on t-shirts and are really proud to show that they are like a Carlsen blogger hero, and they can get any RSC they want. They receive affiliate commissions for linking to our website, and they can like meet us personally during the book fairs. We have like one-to-one contact. They get Christmas cards and stuff like this. For us, it's really important to focus on the right influencers who like deliver maximum output because they are highly engaged, because they feel honored to work for Carlsen and be the chosen ones. So here's part 2 of our measures regarding efficiency. As we are so efficient, it didn't feed all on one sheet. So I proceed to explain these to you in detail on the next sheet. Go on with that. Newsletter and diary. So we think a lot about how we can inform our influencers also. They all know, each one of them knows about upcoming books and stuff like this. We do that the aim is to steadily inform them all, and of course to make them want to read our new books. And we do that as with a newsletter once in a month. They get a newsletter, and where we tell them about new RRCs or special promotions. And twice a year, we even print like a small catalog for them, which is like a diary or a calendar. In there, they find the publication dates within the calendar, more information about books, how to contact us, stuff like this, which is we give them away at the book fairs, and they are like gone away very fast because a lot of influencers come to our stand to get this calendar. So I'll go on with another way we found to inform our bloggers on a regular basis. I don't know if you are familiar with the expression of a representative. On Instagram, it describes a person who is kind of like a brand ambassador. At Carlsen, we also established some influencers as representatives. They like receive all new publications of Carlsen, which are quite a lot because we're quite a big publishing house, and they get like 20 or 25 books each month. They present to their followers and other influencers. So they keep everyone really well informed about what's new at Carlsen. And we started with 2 of these representatives. In the meantime, there are even 5 of them because it turned out that it's good to maintain long and stable partnership in both directions for the influencer and for us. So I can recommend that very much. In order to get in touch with new influencers efficiently and to make them fond of us, we set up a regular event called How to Bookstagram. We started that at the book fair, and now we usually host this event live during the book fair in Frankfurt. And last year, of course, we had to organize it as a webinar and combined it with a prize draw to get some data from the participants. Because that worked so well and attracts really huge crowds, as you might see on the pictures, we now also cooperate with major German booksellers and offer them to hold a seminar at their stores. So they are happy that they get the influencers into their store, and we are happy to get in touch with new influencers and inform them about how to work and get along with Carlsen. It may look as if influencer marketing is just a lot of fun, but I want to be honest. There is like a dark side. You will probably spend almost half of your time maintaining your database. for me, this database is really crucial. I can't imagine working without this database. We store there like different informations about our influencers. You can see like who read which book and how did they like it, where does he live, when had we last contact, how did he how has he got kids and how old are his kids, all this stuff like this. And we like get very good generation, we get distribution lists from that. I can like ask my database, please give me all the people who live in Berlin who rated a Carlsen book with 5 stars within the last 6 weeks and has a son at the age of 5 probably. So like we have very fine contacts and very good distribution lists therefore. And we also use this database for shipping instructions. So titles can be sent automatically for upcoming books. We just have to note in our database. So over the years, we work with this database like kind of treasure really has built up there, which is very worthwhile to us. Another efficient tool to get as many reviews as possible is our yearly review challenge. We are calling on bloggers to review as many books as possible in a year. And bloggers who review the most of the Carlsen books throughout this year's win a trip to Carlsen publishing house to Hamburg, and they can like carry away as many books as possible. And we feature that on our social media channels, and it gets a lot of it's a lot of fun and gets a lot of attention. So after telling you now a lot about efficiency, now we look at how Carlsen tries constantly to become a love brand. And I show you what we try to do to get a love brand. Again, here you find all our measures at a glance, and I will go to tell you in detail. Events. I really love events. And for us, they're really an important pillar for building close partnerships with our influencers. Yeah, to get to know them personal, which is really, really important to build up relationships. Twice a year, we present authors' new title at the book fairs, which is like a really huge event. There are about like 100 people coming to get to know about new books and talk to us in person. You see this on these first pictures. But to promote individual books or authors, we organize sometimes smaller events like parties at the publishing house or go to have dinner with influencers. But what we did last year, exactly 1 year ago, we even rented a whole house, which you see down there. And we spent a weekend there with like 25 bloggers and some authors. And we had live streams from there, and it's really snowballed into Bookstagram. And many people were talking about this event and still tell us how great it was, and they will never forget. And a lot of pictures got made there, which are still on the internet everywhere. Yeah, so during the event, we want to make close relationships, but of course, we want to attract the maximum attention in the target group when each of the influencer at the event will spread the news about the event in their channel as well. So as I told you, Bookstagram is very vital and a quite big community, too big to cooperate with each person who reviews books there. So when influencers contact us for the first time, but don't yet meet our criteria, we send them a kind of like a welcome package in order not to discourage them. So they can choose like from one book we have on our website that they can choose from, which is like hey, have a nice start into Bookstagram, and we hope you come back to Carlsen when you have like 3,000 followers, and will be happy to work with you then. So, and we hope that way they will not forget which publisher gave them their first reading copy. And of course, as a result, we have like more contacts in our database. community building. As I told you, we at Carlsen have a quite strong social media channel on Instagram, and there we interact with the influencers. We, of course, which is just polite, like and comment their posts and integrate them into our communication, and which just means we, of course, aware of what they do there, and we take part in it and appreciate their work. So I think it's even just polite to do that, to like and comment at our influencers' postings. And of course, you know that social media is kind of give and take. We, of course, sometimes share our reach, and as we are quite huge, the influencers are very happy when we share our reach with them, and they do it in return. And we mention their channel, and for example, we each week show the nicest pictures that were on Instagram from our influencers. We show in our Instagram story and do stuff like that. So, since the relationship to our influencers is not just a classic B2B relationship, it's more like a friendship, maybe. The most important thing is to communicate in an appreciative manner. It is like really crucial that we are in good terms with our influencers. You could even say we like are in kind of a friendship, have a friendship with them. And so how we talk to them is like we really, when somebody new gets to our team, we really tell him, please be careful that if you talk to our influencer, makes them feel appreciated. Yes, be fair and always transparent, for example, the way you would treat a good friend. And of course, cherish the work of the influencers. Yeah. So these were the measures, how to become a loved brand. Now I'm going to show you how we use influencers to get attention for our books. You see again, that's kind of stuff we do to get awareness, and I will take you to the next slides. Unboxing. I don't know if it's as popular in Taiwan as it is in Germany. Here is unboxing, a very famous format on the internet. Basically, an influencer will show the process of opening a box on his channel. So what we do is we wrap our books. We not just send them our books, we wrap the books in nice paper. We include handwritten letters and some extra stuff that will look nice on pictures, like as you see, rose leaves or swords or confetti or candles. So we hope they share then their excitement of finding out what's in the box with their users, and grant our book during the whole process as much time as possible on their channel. And yeah, it's always fun to think of what to pack in such a box. Challenges turn out to be a very successful way of creating awareness, and this campaign really created a lot of reach during we had it. This, in the case of this book, it's called Knochendieben. We sent out boxes with masks and capes in different colors, and each color, yeah, they stood for one character, and we asked them to show which character they are and to get as many of their followers to follow their character, and which worked out really well, and we could really grow reach. And you see there are some really nice pictures were taken there. The one with the fire, isn't it just great? Another popular challenge is to recreate a cover. So in this case of the book from Ein Happy End ist erst der Anfang, we sent the influencers all they needed to set the scene, and some of the influencers were even so enthusiastic that they even built the background of the book, as you might see on the pictures. And so you can you get the cover and a full picture, which is really good for like getting these touch point to our heads. So this was one of my favorite campaigns we implemented. We set it up for the book Never World Wake. in this book, a very mysterious man plays an important role. He's called the Keeper. And we thought, why not get this Keeper alive? And so we casted some actors and looked at actors, and we found one who was like really creepy. And we sent them to two booktuber who are on YouTube and have videos there. And he visited them, and they created really creepy videos. And these videos were really a talk about and gained a lot of awareness. So this was really, really funny. I could show you so many more of our campaigns, but I guess time is running, and I will now, after I show how many things we did, I want to finish with how we measure our activities. Of course, we measure our activities, we count the reach of a campaign, we count engagement and stuff like this, as you probably all do. But moreover, we made use of a database which is called InfluencerDB. And this database supplied us with the media value per post, which means how much money we would have spent if we had set up and paid a campaign on Instagram, for example, instead of using it for influencers. So this is a very nice way to tell your boss about how much media value you earned for the company when it comes to influencer marketing. So coming to my last slide, I would like to share my basic experiences with you and tell you what we learned during the last years. Like we have around 5 lessons. First one is the more the better. Faced with the choice of working with one big influencer or many micro influencers, we always would choose to work with as many micro influencers or many influencers as possible. Because as I told you, the more the book is shown on the internet, the more it gains relevance to you. And if you see it that like 10 influencers will recommend the book and recommend it by heart, it's more worthful than just there's one big who might say, oh, nice book. So we try to reach really a lot of influencers. Efficiency is important. Yeah, the risk to lose oneself in small details is huge. To spend too much time going through all the accounts, to find the nicest ribbon for an unboxing or the best confetti, whatever. But the good news is if you are aware of that, efficiency and emotions can work together very, very well. But you always have to step back and look if it's really efficient what you're doing right now. So the more you communicate on a personal level and the more passion and creativity you put into your efforts, the less fees you have to pay. That is really right, because maybe I didn't talk much about money we have to spend on influencer marketing, because there isn't too much money we spend on influencer marketing, but we spend a lot of time. So to be personal and to get in contact. So we pay influencers not with money, but with time. That's what we mainly do. And last but not least, as I told you, a well-maintained database is just as essential as measuring your activities. So basically, that has been an insight into my work and its background. I hope I have been able to give you an insightful view of my work, and now I look forward to your questions, and I hope there are some. Thank you very much.